Greetings everybody, myself Palkumar Pathak. Welcome to LeetCode problem solving series. Today we are going to solve the question 3227 vowels game in a string. We will start by understanding our problem properly and then directly move to the optimized solution because of the problem's core actual trick to solve being much simpler and easier today. So let's just start by understanding what our problem is trying to say. So we are given a string input s which contains a number of lowercase letters only as mentioned inside the constraint. And our task is that we are having two persons with us, which is Alice and Bob. Now what both of them does is they play with the string. Okay, they play a game where Alice, like both of them will have 1-1 turns after each other. It will start with Alice. Okay, so Alice will get the first turn, then it will be the turn of Bob, then again Alice, then Bob, and consecutively till our string's length becomes 0. Now what will happen in the game is that for every turn of each and every one for Alice, what Alice will do is that Alice will take a substring from S, okay, and after taking a substring of any length, like it is on Alice that which what will be the length of the substring that Alice will take. Okay, but what Alice will take is that the substring which will be selected by Alice, it will contain, it is a rule like which the substring selected by Alice will contain compulsorily odd number of vowels itself. Okay, let me give an example. See, first for the first test case, we are having a word LeetCoder, and in the explanation itself, as you can see, Alice will take this substring LeetCo, in which, as you can see, we are having three vowels, which is E, E, and O, which is obviously an odd number of vowels. So Alice will select a substring which contains compulsorily odd number of vowels, and Bob will select a substring which contains even number of vowels compulsorily. Now what our task is that we need to check that after each and every one's turn, either Alice will win or Bob will win. Now if Alice wins, then we need to return true, otherwise we need to return false. Now how the winning winning decision can be taken is that after each and every turn, the player, okay, which don't contain any letter left in his or her turn, then that player will be considered as a lost player. Okay, how? See, for the first test case itself, as I mentioned, Alice will select the substring LeetCode. Okay, after she selects her substring, there will be the turn of Bob. So Bob will have this much only left, which is dir. Okay, so inside dir, Bob can only select D as his own substring. Why? Because his work is to select a even number of vowels substring only. Now dir contains a single vowel, so he can't either select DE or he can't select dir itself. Why? Because it will contain a single vowel, which will be making it an odd number of vowel, but Bob's condition is that he should select a substring which compulsorily contains even number of vowels only. So if he selects D, then it will contain 0 vowels, which is an even number of vowels. So he need to compulsorily select D, and after he selects D, there will be the turn of Alice, and Alice will obviously select E and R with themselves, which will make the Alice will select, and after the selection of Alice, it will be the turn of Bob, and Bob will have no letters left inside the string, which will make him lose the game. So at the end, we will be returning true for this test case. Similarly, we just need to calculate if Alice will win, then true. If Alice will be lost in the game, then we will need to return false at the end of the code. So this is a complete problem. Now let's just move to the optimized solution for solving the problem. How this can be solved is that there is a simple single trick, okay, which is that we are having a clear thing. Obviously, if Alice have the first turn and Alice knows that I want to win the game, and for winning my game, I should take most number of letters in my first turn itself. Why? Because if it is the turn of Bob, then obviously he will not leave his chance and he will select as many letters that he could select. Why? So that at the end of the game, there will be more and more chances of Alice to lost, because most of the characters are with Bob, and there will be only less number of characters left for Alice, so that there will be more chances of Alice to lost, which Alice knows. So in the first turn itself of Alice will try her best to select as many characters as she can in her own first turn. So after that selection, there will be too much chances of Bob to lose. Now, with this condition, how we can create our optimized solution is that if there is a single even we can say number, like if there is a single vowel itself, then we know that yes, it will be counted as an odd number of vowel, and Alice will obviously select the highest number of characters of substring which contains that vowel itself, so that there is no vowel left with Bob and he loses the game. So this way, if there is single vowel also, then Alice will win, which is completely decided and it is fixed. So we are having a fixed condition with us that if there is a single vowel also inside our s named substring, s named passed input string, then we know that yes, Alice will obviously win the game. So we will return true. So what our actual solution is that we will just simply check that if a single character while iterating in the s string is a vowel, then stop the iteration, completely return true. Why? Because we know that yes, if there is a vowel, Alice will obviously win the game. But at the end of the loop, we know that yes, now there is no vowel present inside the s, and the winning position will be with the Bob. So we will be returning false. This is a simple and best trick optimized solution for solving this medium level of problem. So as I mentioned, let's just go for the code. So we will start iterating, as I mentioned, from the first character, and we will be moving till the last character of the s passed to us as a part of input. And during that iteration, we will simply check if our current s of I is equal to any of the vowel, which is A or E, or it is I, or it is U, or at the end it is O. If our current character is equal to any of the vowels, then we know that yes, the winning position will be obviously with Alice. So we will be returning true according to our condition. But if we don't encounter any vowel, then we know that yes, Bob is going to win the game. So we'll be returning false. So let's just try the code if that works for our main test cases or not. So yeah, it perfectly works. Let's just submit the code to check if that works for our internal edge cases or not. So yeah, it perfectly works. And as you can see, it is an optimized solution because we are using a single for loop order of n. So this is our complete solution approach for solving this problem. If you like the way I mentioned and solve the problem, you can like the video. If you want to check other questions too, you can check the playlist LeetCode problem solving series. If you want to get more questions solved inside this channel, you can subscribe to the channel for following with me along. And if you want to connect with me personally, you can use my social connections link, also present in the description of the video. If you want this code, you can also get that from the description of the video. Thank you very much for staying till the end. Thank you.